Constitutional amendments and the structure of constitutional institutions in the Iraqi parliamentary system. According to many constitutional law experts, the Iraqi constitution suffers from ambiguity in many of its points. This means, from another perspective, that many of its texts call for clarification, amendment, and completion through the adoption of a consensus-based reading and moderate solutions based on the necessities generated by the developments in the Iraqi state's functioning since the ratification of the constitution until the present day. It is noteworthy that any political crisis experienced by the Iraqi state during this period has been linked in one way or another to calls for amending the constitution or changing the nature of the political system or the form of the relationship between state authorities. During this period, the Iraqi parliament has attempted to issue numerous laws complementary to the constitution with the aim of completing the dynamics of the Iraqi state and its authorities. Additionally, the Federal Supreme Court, over its 17-year existence, has issued many decisions that have contributed to clarifying many dynamics of the Iraqi constitution. Following the recent visit of the European Institute for Dialogue and Development delegation to Iraq, which included constitutional figures from Portugal, participating in the symposium organized and hosted by the esteemed Iraqi parliament, it is worth mentioning the significant efforts of the Iraqi embassy in Lisbon, especially Ambassador Adel Mustafa, who played a major role in involving experts, especially after the long relations between the two countries since 2003, where there has been little notable activity in political, cultural, and economic programs. This may mark the first step and cornerstone for building mutual relations and exchanging experiences between the two countries. After consultations with the Portuguese side and the significant efforts of the Iraqi ambassador in following up and communicating with experts in Portugal, the European Institute for Dialogue and Development, which oversees the Iraqi National Dialogue Initiative, launched in 2019 and ending in 2029, including constitutional amendments in its objectives, decided to host a large Iraqi delegation of legislative authority advisors in the Portuguese capital, Lisbon, to hold the Lisbon Constitutional Forum. During the period from May 1, 2024 to May 4, 2024, as part of the 6th European tour of the initiative, which includes Germany, Spain, Portugal, and Morocco, the delegation will begin its visit to Lisbon by meeting with a group of diplomats, academics, and those interested in Iraqi affairs, where the dialogue will revolve around Iraqi-Portuguese relations and how they can be developed to serve the common interests of both countries through exchange visits and organizing seminars and workshops in various fields. The delegation will then participate in 2 workshops in collaboration with the Iraqi embassy in Lisbon and Portuguese research centers on May 2, 2024. The first workshop will focus on the future of Iraqi-Portuguese relations, emphasizing how they can be developed in all areas to serve the common interests of both countries, especially after the successful visit of the Portuguese delegation to Iraq and the multiple meetings with Iraqi institutions and civil society organizations, as well as the positive impression regarding the security situation and the construction project in Iraq, which in turn encourages Portuguese companies to contribute to the development of Iraq in various fields. The second workshop, titled Constitutional Amendments and the Structure of Constitutional Institutions in the Iraqi Parliamentary System, will involve a group of legal, political, and economic experts discussing the issue of constitutional reform in Iraq, especially issues related to the structure of constitutional bodies and the relationships in the Iraqi parliamentary system. In conclusion, it is imperative to emphasize the European Institute for Dialogue and Development's keenness to establish a strong relationship between the two parties based primarily on mutual respect and trust, and to encourage meaningful and beneficial discussions for both the Iraqi and Portuguese states.